What's up, everybody? So, little late on this topic, but better late than never. So, the question is Ghosts of Tsushima, is it worth the upgrade? Is it worth the next generation upgrade? So, what does it come with? I consulted the whiteboard, but due to the lighting situation, it doesn't exactly come in too good. So, the director's cut comes with dynamic 4K targeting 60 FPS. Haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, Japanese lip sync, Legends co-op, Iki Island expansion, new stories, new enemies, or new story, new enemies, and more. Your thoughts on this? $30 for the upgrade if you already own it, $70 brand new. Hit me.
Okay, so let's just put it into perspective here.
Okay.
So you buy the game on PS4.
Right.
And you already own it. So you get the PS5. So you spend $500. Not to mention how hard it is to find a PS5 to begin with.
Very
so
hard.
we get a PS5.
Right.
We're about to play Ghosts of Tsushima. Oh crap, I can't wait to see how good this game is.
Uh-huh.
And then you're playing at PS4 performance because you have to pay more just so you can use the game that you wanted to play to begin with?
Okay. But I'm not playing at PS4 performance. I'm playing at 60 FPS.
Okay, but here's the thing. Now, despite the fact that I already own the game, they're still going to make me pay for features that should have already been in the game. This, like, as soon as PS5 comes out, you should immediately be trying to make this next gen. You should be trying to give it next generation performance, which they did do. But you got to pay $30 for a special edition of the game in order to get those features?
Okay, what all should be included for free?
For free.
Out of this list right here, what should be included for free?
Alright, so it says dynamic 4K targeting 60 frames per second. That should already come for free. Haptic feedback, free. Adaptive triggers, isn't that the same thing?
Adaptive triggers is the resistance behind the triggers.
Mm.
And the haptic feedback is the vibration throughout the controller.
Free. Japanese lip sync, I really don't even know why that's a new feature. That should have been in the game to begin with. And then Legends co-op, I'm pretty sure it's already in the game. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so all that should be free.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're moving on to the PS5. Like I mentioned before, it's very hard to find one of these and get one of these to begin with. You get the PS4 game, and sure, you'll be running 60 frames per second, but now you have this better edition of the game, the one that you paid for from the beginning, and now they're going to make you dish out extra money just so the work that they did, just so the work that's already done, you can get if you have to pay for it. That's stupid to me. Like,
what do you mean the work that's already done? What do you mean by that?
They already have work done on it. They already have your dynamic targeting 60 frames per second, higher resolution crap.
But they didn't have that done before.
Yeah, you already have this next generation performance here, and now you have to pay extra for it?
So basically what you're saying is, because I invested $500 in the PlayStation 5, Sucker Punch / Sony should give me these next generation upgrades free of charge.
Yes.
Okay. So what about the new story? What about the Iki Island expansion? What about more enemies or the new enemies and more? What about that stuff?
Okay, so that's the outlier. However, to me, as DLC goes, that's what it is to me. It's a DLC. A new island and all this, it's like a COD map pack. $15 extra is what you should be paying for it.
Is it like a COD map pack though? It's a new story. COD map packs don't come with stories.
Yeah, but Iki Island expansion, all this new story, do you really think it's going to be just as long as the campaign of the actual game?
Well, of course. Does it have to be as long as the campaign of the actual game to justify $15? I feel like it has to not even be a quarter. The game's like big. I want to say it took me like 30 hours to beat the game, but I did do a lot of extra shit. So like, how long does it have to be worth $15 to you?
To me, $15 is your average DLC. It's like the campaign.
That's your average Call of Duty map pack DLC, isn't it?
And then there's Doom Eternal with the Ancient Gods, and that's $15.
Were those $15? Okay, you might be right. I don't know. If that's wrong, let us know in the comment section. Okay, all right. So,
And then
I don't know how long those are. I haven't played them.
And from what I hear, Doom Eternal Ancient Gods, obviously, that's going to come with, new enemies, which I already know about. And then there's a new story behind that. But here's the thing. It's
True.
not meant to be another experience on the game. It's not meant to be like a sequel. It's just supposed to be a different mission on it. So it's like $15, I feel like it's justified. And then we have Iki Island expansion. Yes, it's open world, but you're just adding new enemies, and isn't that the same thing Doom Eternal did? But gave you $15 and a performance for free?
Okay, so they're ripping us off on the next generation performance.
Yes.
And you feel like they're ripping us off on the price of the DLC.
Yeah.
Wow. His thoughts are his own, okay? That ain't got nothing to do with me. I ask this kid always to give me his honest opinion, and I make him have a discussion with me. Okay, that's my biggest thing. I want my kids to think for themselves. I don't want them to be influenced by me. The one thing I will say is Metro Exodus came out with free upgrades, and they have trigger support. They got the haptic feedback, and the trigger support in that game actually isn't bad. Doom Eternal, free upgrade. Mortal Shell, free upgrade. Plague Tale, free upgrade. Terminator Resistance, as far as I know, that was a free upgrade, but it's only available on PlayStation 5, which is some bullshit. If I bought that game on Xbox, I'd be pissed. But those are all free upgrades. And the Metro Exodus / Doom Eternal comes with ray tracing, 120 FPS mode. These weren't small upgrades, especially the Metro upgrade. These are big upgrades, free charge. So, here's another thing I want to add. Days Gone came to PC, added widescreen support, higher textures, frame rates as high as your graphics card will support. There were times in that game I was getting 120 FPS, mouse and keyboard support. They put it on PC, $50. Horizon Zero Dawn, they put it on PC, $50. Why? My beef is the $70 price tag. Like, if I want that hard disk copy, I got to pay $70. So I've never bought the game, I got to pay $70. To me, that's the biggest ripoff. $30, I'm going to get it. Plain and simple. Do you think I'm a shill for getting it still?
You like the game, so no.
I like the game, but does that make it justified? You just said I'm being ripped off.
You are being ripped off, but like you said, you like the game.
I do like the game.
And if you really like the game as much as you do, go ahead and get it. But it's like, to me, it's not because it's like you want the DLC doesn't mean you need to protest for it. It's like just it sucks, but we got to live with that.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and honestly, I really don't have an argument with so many other good developers putting out free upgrades for their game. I can't justify the upgrades. He's got a valid point. I can't. The DLC, I don't mind paying $15 extra, and that's maybe it's like super in depth. Maybe it's super in depth. We gotta wait and see. Maybe the story's pretty long. Maybe it'll be 10 extra hours of gameplay. You never know. At the end of the day, we can all say what's bullshit and what's not. But here's the bottom line: if you really like that game, you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? You're gonna get it. If this was some game that I liked but I wasn't crazy about, I wouldn't pay $30 for the expansion. But I love the game, so I'm gonna get it. So it is what it is. But I'm not gonna sit here and brag about buying it and supporting the developer. And this is a guy that supports the developers, okay? I bought Metro Exodus 3 different times across 3 different platforms. I bought Doom Eternal twice, PlayStation 4 digital and PC. I support my developers. I bought Mortal Shell twice, PlayStation 4, PC. I support the games that I love, okay? If they do good business, if I feel they implement good business practices, didn't you buy Cyberpunk 3 times? Okay, but I feel like, the game's in a decent state now, and I just did that, okay? I didn't do it at the beginning. Okay, I did buy it twice, but I refunded both copies.
Hold up, wait a second. So, you know how Mortal Shell got an upgrade, right?
It did.
It's small developer team.
It is.
It has a very small development team, and they made this frame per second patch, and they did these next generation upgrades for free with their small development team. And Ghosts of Tsushima can't even do that.
Well, Ghost is a much bigger game though, and it's Sony. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, if this came to PC with these same features, they're going to charge PC $50, and they're going to charge you guys $70. Horizon Zero Dawn still does not have a 60 FPS patch. Okay, I can fire it up on PC, play at a high frame rate, but I can't on the PlayStation 5. Why is that? Why are PlayStation players getting second-hand treatment? Why? Because they would never try the PC players the way they try us. That's why. Because we're locked behind their platform. That's what it is at the end of the day. And they know we have to pay. If we want to play the shit, we're going to have to pay. PC players, they ain't with that bullshit. They'll pay the $50. You know what I mean? They ain't paying no $70 damn dollars. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. So anyways, there you go. That's your video. That's my thoughts on it. I mean, I was going to debate you. I was going to say, but you don't feel like next generation upgrades, because this was also a debate. Next generation upgrades don't take work. It takes work, right? You want them to work for free?
No, I can't wait for the Sony fanboys to be calling me a communist after this video.
And, I'm surprised you even know what a communist is. So answer the question. You want them to work for free. Why should they be free? Even though you already answered that, why should the developers' work be for free? Because you've already bought the game, you've already supported the game?
Not only that, you have already supported the game and all this, and by the fact that Sucker Punch is making exclusive games for Sony, I would assume that they're under contract for Sony. So they're getting paid extra for that. And like I said, like I've already mentioned before.
Like I said, my biggest beef is the $70 price tag. I mean, it's an old game. It's a game that came out, over a year ago?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it were coming to PC, it'd be $50. But because it's Sony, because it's, because they're the way they are, it's got to be $70. That's some bullshit. But anyways, that's all I got for you.
Bye, everybody.
Well, I'll let you later.